Please. Well, now you're going to see some of it for yourself, because it's different to be told by a reporter there what's going on and then to actually see something with your very own eyes. This is from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, when Sarah Palin was there last weekend. I'm going to let you look at this for yourself without any commentary. We'll talk about it on the backside. Here it is.
If he gets in office, he's going to have not a cross-section of America in his cabinet. It's going to be Al Sharpton, Reverend Wright, Jesse Jackson.
This isn't an Oprah show. Obama is socialist. That isn't socialism.
Why, commies?
Who are the terrorists?
Who are the terrorists? Ayers. Obama, Ayers. Connection. What more do you have to say?
This is little Hussein. Little Hussein wanted to see truth and good Americans.
I spent a big part of the day trying to reach out to people who can put this story into perspective for us, for you, for me. One of our CNN producers, by the way, was there when this incident occurred. To be clear, though, he's pointed out to us that this happened outside as people were walking into the actual Palin rally. And it was in no way, to be fair, sanctioned by the McCain Palin campaign. Our producer can't talk to us now because he's on a plane right now with the McCain campaign. So I talked to him just a little while ago about how he would characterize this. Here's Peter Hamby just a short time ago talking to me about this video.
We did see one man in the crowd, who I believe you saw in the YouTube videos, brandishing a stuffed monkey with a Barack Obama bumper sticker on the forehead, and he was waving it around. One of my colleagues from another network noticed this and pulled out his DV camera and started filming the man. When he noticed that a national news camera was on him, he surreptitiously pulled the bumper sticker off the monkey's head and balled it up in his hand, and then he kind of flipped the monkey off to a small child who was next to him, and then kind of filed away. We've talked to voters, and most people are very friendly. There are the occasional people that don't appreciate the media very much. In this situation, as you can see, there's a group of Obama supporters and union folks across the street, and which, you know, they assemble very often in Pennsylvania when Palin's campaigned in the state. You can't really hear them chanting much more than what Obama supporters often chant in their demonstrations, sort of, you know, Bush, McCain, more of the same. But in this situation, I think they were kind of going back and forth at each other, which might have led to the sort of things that you heard being shouted in that video.
All right, that's CNN producer Peter Hamby, who talked to me just a short while ago. I want to bring somebody else in this conversation. This is Chip Minimayer. He's the editor of the Johnstown, Pennsylvania Tribune, Democrat. Chip, thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate you trying to put some perspective on this, because I imagine a lot of folks are looking at this video and probably drawing some conclusions that you don't want them to draw about your town. You know, as I watch this video, you know what I think about? I think that you might expect people to say something like this in private, and we've all heard it at parties and at perhaps some social events, but in public, maybe that's what makes it so different, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly troubling, and I think that's what you're hearing from folks here in Johnstown. That to see these video images and to see the behavior of the folks there, you know, in my opinion, I was at that rally, although predominantly inside, and this isn't necessarily indicative of what you saw most people doing there by a large margin. It was a very well-behaved event, and certainly, as you said, folks in Johnstown don't particularly like to see the community portrayed this way.
But Chip, at the same time, we have this quote from one of your representatives. I mean, this is John Murtha. He was speaking to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I'm going to let our viewers hear it, and then you and I are going to talk about it on the other side. Go ahead, Raj, play that.
Well, he'll have a tough time. You know, there's no question Western Pennsylvania is a racist area. And when I say a racist area, I mean, older people are hesitant. You know, they're slow in seeing change, real change.
He did back off of it, but he clearly said that Western Pennsylvania, which is a part of the area where you're talking to us from, is a racist area. How do you take that?
Well, I would say there's an element of truth in that there exists racism in Western Pennsylvania, and for sure, you know, for some people that'll be a factor in how they vote. I don't think the idea of the entire region being classified as racist is necessarily reasonable. I think that's where you see people reacting pretty harshly.
Okay, well then, you know what? Maybe as a nation, we all got to come to grips with what we're talking about here. Is it fear, or is it ignorance, or is it just maybe legitimate doubt about these candidates being expressed in an unconventional way?
Well, I think it's a mixture of those emotions, and as you started to allude, I think some good can come from this. Clearly, we have a ways to go as a society if these last couple of news clips that you've shown are any indication when it comes to race relations. But if this situation kind of gets more of us to look inside our hearts and respect our own prejudices, you know, if we can address our differences a little bit better, then maybe this will lead to some positive development. Now,
I should probably share, by the way, that John Murtha has apologized for that comment. He tried, obviously, to apologize at the moment he said it, but he came on later on and apologized once again for the way that that statement was referenced by him and the way it's been taken, obviously, by many people. Chip Minnemeyer, thanks so much for being with us and joining us to represent your hometown. A couple of other stories that we should possibly tell you about. Imagine this. A mother is driving her daughter to a park to beat up somebody else's daughter.